Yo, hey, pull the trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do for you. Pull the trigger.
Maybe you should pull the fucking trigger.
Pull the trigger.
It is your host of Get Bent Bass Fishing. My name is Ryan. You got Paul in the background doing some homework on YouTube, being a goon. But I'm going to do my top 6 winter baits. Now you can only see 5. There's one over here that you guys can't see. But I'm going to go ahead and get on this, get started. So my top bait is a drop shot. That's probably my third favorite bait to fish in the wintertime. And it is, I use, like a lot of people like to use bigger hooks. I know this isn't that big. They like to use big hooks when they fish a drop shot. But in the wintertime, I go with the smallest hook I can get away with. And that's the hook I use right there. It is I think it's a size 3, I'm not too sure. Size 3 or something like that. Probably got that wrong, but the size weight I like to use is a 1/8 ounce. Just like an egg sinker. And you can fish a finesse worm on it, KVD Dream Shot, Zoom Super Flukes, the 3-inch ones. You really don't want nothing longer than 4 inches on the end of your drop shot. The next bait I would want to go with is a Neko rig. It's like this, and you put a nail through the top, and it sits like that at the top, like at the bottom of the water, and just kind of just wiggles around. Just a very subtle action. Subtle actions in the wintertime catch a lot of fish. And this is a Gary Yamamoto Cinco, and that's a Zoom finesse worm. But this is I think a 1/8 ounce or a 1/2 ounce jig head, I'm not too sure. And it just sits like that and does that kind of motion in the water, really. If I'm not catching fish on the Neko rig, I use a shaky head. I know this isn't a shaky head. A 4-inch worm, or you can use a 6-inch worm, but when I have a 6-inch worm, I bite it down to about 4 inches because 4 inches is like really key. You don't want nothing oversized in the wintertime because fish want minimal effort to try to eat something. They don't want to have to try to eat something, if you know what I'm trying to say. But what this bait does, you can retrieve it. When you go for your retrieval on this bait, it's a kind of a solid hop and just let it flutter back down to the bottom, or you can just kind of drag it across the bottom. Either way you prefer. But how you do the drop shot is the same way. It's one solid hop, or you drag it across the bottom. Same thing for this bait, kind of, sort of. I kind of give that a pop, let it flutter down, pop, pop, let it flutter down, and sit there for a couple seconds. And a lot of times the fish will either hit it on the fall, or they will hit it when it is on the bottom. Either one. Same thing with the shaky head. They'll hit it on the fall or when it's on the bottom standing up. But the bait I catch most of my fish on in the winter is a jerkbait. The jerkbait tends to work a lot better in the wintertime because you can get them where they float up or where they sink down. But this is a suspending jerkbait. I don't know the name. It is this is a shiner color jerkbait. When you fish a jerkbait, you kind of give it boom, boom, boom. You jerk your rod about 3 times, 4 times, or 2 times. How many ever times you please, I guess, really. But the bait, it kind of dips, darts, and dives, and then it'll sit and suspend with its head up like it's dead. And the fish, a lot of times, will come up from the bottom and they'll bite it. And then when you go to pop your rod some more, you'll have the fish on there and you'll know it, hopefully. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. But this bait catches me a lot of fish in the wintertime. I'll give you a close-up of that. It's a really good color. It's got a green back and it's got some blue on the sides and whatnot. It's a shiner. It's in a shiner color. Another bait I like in the wintertime is a shaky head grub. Not a shaky head grub, just a grub with a jig head. This is a Zoom Fat Albert in a cotton candy color with a pink jig head like you seen on the Neko rig and the shaky head. But this bait has a really, really, really subtle action, and This tail just kind of gives it some vibrations, but it's the same thing. You can either just drag this on the bottom, or you can pop it, you can swim jig it, you can do whatever you please with it. I mean, whatever the fish are biting on that day is kind of what you fish. That's how you fish your lure. But other than your grub, jerkbait, or your shaky head, or your Nico rig, or your drop shot, you have your Ned rig. And this bait is really, really, really good. The cold water. This bait catches me a lot of fish. Because I don't know if it doesn't make as much vibrations or if it's just that subtle of a bait because it doesn't have no action really. You give it the action. Like you drag it along the bottom is usually what I do with it. Like in my first video I posted, I was fishing with the Ned rig and you can hop it, you can kind of pop your rod, do whatever you please with it. But I like just dragging it along the bottom, and that tends to catch me a lot of fish. This is just a Senko bit down. I need to get some Z-Man TRDs. Z-Man TRDs catch a lot of fish. Me and Paul today, we went fishing in a little creek and we didn't catch nothing because it was cold and I fell in. I wish I got.
Fish in that creek.
There's fish in that creek. It's it's Lake X, as I say. But always remember, you guys, fish your guys' hearts out. Paul, you got anything you want to tell them?
Be good at fishing.
Be good at fishing, that's what he has to say. But I'm out. You guys remember, Ned rig, grub, jerkbait, shaky head.
Works the best.
No, shaky head don't work the best.
Yeah.
Nico rig,
For me.
drop shot. So, I'm out. Like and subscribe, and comment and let me know what videos I should do next.
Catch you later.
Later.